Not on a Saturday or Sunday, it's on Thursday due to me having to work. And yeah, well, there you go. Today we've got probably the best coach we needed at this point of time. He's also a great coach anyway. He got to the final of the season just gone when he was cruelly defeated by that dude Arzuin. It's Shagrath, the vampire hero, what is hopefully going to basically save me, Gimlick and Messi a lot of teas later on in the show. Welcome, Shagrath. Glad to have you on.
Hey.
And
Hello.
The main question we're going to ask is, how many beers have you had so far?
I'm only halfway through one, so it's good. I can
God.
still be coherent. I'm still cogent.
We was hoping you'd be completely drunk by the time saying that the amount
it's
of
not round one of the playoffs, so I can.
It's not.
Relax a little bit.
The amount of shit I talk about, you'll probably done about 7 beers by the time we finished anyway. So there's still hope. Yeah. There's still hope. Yeah. So let's get on with it. Everyone knows what the show's about by now. Before we go to pole position, well, obviously it's a brand new season, a lot of new hope for a lot of coaches, and obviously we'll be talking about the season 11 playoffs, and we'll be dabbling about your final with Arzuin as well. First of all, just a few questions for you. How long have you played, obviously, Blood Bowl? What like basically make you want to play it?
I got Blood Bowl 1 while I was working at Games Workshop a few years back, and everybody there said, "Yeah, just get block and dodge, and it's an easy game." I'm like, "Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but whatever, let's play." I had no idea what was going on. I sucked ass. So once Blood Bowl 2 came out, I waited about 6 months. I picked it up, and I've never really looked back since. So
yeah. I mean, it's one of those. It is one of those games I love. I mean, I'm a big American football fan. Even though I'm from England, I love my American football. So the combination of American football and obviously beating the living crap out of people or stuff like that, it's just fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I love the most GW games and most GW games and I had never played this, and when I saw what it was, I'm like, wow, that seems really weird. And I heard a couple of guys howling in the back room while I was working there, like in frustration. And I'm like, wow, that sounds like a horrible game to play. And then after playing it for a long time, I'm like, I know exactly how they feel. Excellent. So it's great. It's great kind of frustration. It's good frustration.
Just want to say hi to Gimlick in the chat. Gimlick, I'm glad you're here, buddy. We got Shagrath with us, Shagrath the vampire legend. We're gonna take it by storm by the time we're playing with drinks, and we'll get him drunk, and we'll get all his good information. We'll be champions before long, game. So stay with me. Yeah, I mean, to me, I've played FIFA, and I think FIFA is a salty game. But fuck me, Blood Bowl is just totally on another level. You know, you can have the greatest plans, and then, you know, roll double one or whatever, and you're like, and then there's games where nothing goes right for you, and your opponent, you know, they don't feel nothing.
The final kind of speaks to it. I mean, like, I got no casualties, 29 armor breaks, no casualties until turn 16. I get me a kill, and then he's like, Apo, boom. I'm like, yes, of course. Excellent. Yeah,
but great. You see, against me in the semi-final, that's all you rolled, calculated.
I got everything.
So, you know, this is what I say. So it's like, you know, and it's me thinking, you know what? I mean, you could have beaten me anyway, let's be honest. But it's like, you know what? Could you have just had them sort of dice against me? I might have had a chance. But that's just the way Blood Bowl is, isn't it?
To be fair, I thought your team was like by far the most terrifying, the best team I had seen in that playoff. And I'm like, man, these guys are going to be... Oh, of course I get to play this guy. That's fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted, but that's not what I wanted at all. I wanted some other chump, you know, some other guy. I'm like, but if I do win, I do get to lord over it a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But
I think my stock is gone plummeting ever since the Bretonians, because I just can't get it done. I just, you know, I mean, a lot's made out about Calcium Cass always getting knocked out the round before the money, but frig me, I get myself so far, and I just can't get over it. But a lot of the time it's just the dice. You know, there's nothing. I looked back, and there's nothing really much I could have done against you. And when I played against Resna Rules You with his Skaven, people saying I was the worst Nuffle in history. You know, and it's like, it's so frustrating. And don't even get me started on trips. Oh, trips, Case 12 skids of my necro. That was on another planet. But you know, it gets frustrating, this game, and I think you've got to love the game to keep playing.
Oh, That's why I play vampires, man. Vampires. I love vampires, and they are the ultimate. They are the epitome of frustration. Now, if you just like don't care, just relax, take it easy. They're a blast. I have a great time with them. They're so fun. Most favorite team ever.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we love them. We love them. Mess in the house. Me, Mess, and Gimlick, we've had so much fun not playing these wonderful vampires. I'll be honest, as we talked off air, I think I've never struggled to play 2 minutes. Never. I have to be in a serious spot of bother to be struggling with 2 minutes. But with vampires, mate, I'm like wanting 5 minutes. Because it's like, you know, you can't even score without having a freaking thrall nearby just in case you roll a bloody one for Bloodlust. I hate that. Yeah. I mean, out of everything, that's the one thing I don't like about them.
That's happened to me like 2 or 3 times in last season, or the season 9 and this season. At least once this season, where I'm like, oh yeah, all they need to do is walk into the end zone. I don't have a thrall anywhere. That's okay. I got to reroll. Boom, 1, excellent. I'll just reroll it. Boom, 1, excellent. Fly off the pitch. I lose the game. That's good. That's exactly
I mean, the most famous thing I ever saw, and I've mentioned this before, the most famous thing I ever saw was your game against Duran, when you would have played me. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, did he reroll that Bloodlust? Did I not see that? And he just, we're going to win the game, we're going through to play Bernie, and, that's a nice thing in that. That's a lovely bit of snack in the crowd. I'll just drop the ball here and just jolly on off. And that was it. I was like, what are you doing?
I played one game this season drunk with the vampires, and I forget that I bloodlust. In my head, I'm like, okay, I'll just bite this guy. Like, I was playing Arzawayne of all people.
Oh no!
I'm wasted out of my mind, and I'm like, okay, go to make a block. All right, do I follow? Well, I bloodlusted. If I don't follow, I get to eat one of my guys. If I do follow, I'm running off the pitch. Whatever, I'll just follow. Excellent, run off the pitch. Ah, shit! I was like, fuck. It was the same thing in that Duran's game, where I'll just bite this guy that I moved up here. Excellent, that's what I did it for, right? You know what? That's not a great position. I'll just move off a little bit. Oh fuck! You know, he was just... and all I could do is laugh. I just laughed my ass off. I'm like, oh, I'm so fucked.
Yeah, I was
beating the crap out of me too.
I was weeping. Because I thought, you know, I mean, Duran had already proclaimed if he got through, me or Gimlick, whoever he played, it was a bye. He was so going to beat us. He was never going to lose. And obviously, I think we both thought, you know, if we're going to have a chance, it was against you, not him. Because he had so much guard. And like, but the other thing as well is, I so wanted to see vampires get so far, and I thought if anyone could do it, you could do it. And to see what happened... Don't worry. Draw against me, you'll be all right. I mean, my team's wonderful. But I was just like, I was so gutted, because obviously I thought, you know what, if I played you, you see, I'd either go through, or it'd be great. If I don't, you do, and that means the vampires get closer to winning the thing, because that's what I want to see. I want to see one of these legend teams like the vampires, or, you know, even the halflings, you know, do well and win one, because I think that'd be awesome. Because we have too much of these bash teams, like Case Dwarfs now, starting to steamroll through a lot of the competitions. What's the concern? But you know,
I like how you admins are doing that. That's a great idea. I don't know who thought of that, but that's like you guys picking a legendary team. I don't know if it was like conveniently a legendary team, but like picking a team and then all playing it.
Yeah, it was Mercy came up to me, and Mercy just came in and just discussed it with me. Says, "Hey, you know what? How about we do a challenge between me and Joe, and like you know, we'll do vamps." And I was like, "Vamps? You're bloody crazy, are you? I've never played vamps. Fuck me. They're armor 7, and they only move 6, and they have to bloodlust, and you know how many rolls of ones are roll on GFRs and shit, and you want me to do this?" But at the same time, it was like, you know what? Let's do it, because it'll be so much fun. And then I thought, you know what? If you're roping me into this, what's going to make me salty as fuck? I'm going to rope Gimlick into it. So I said to Gimlick, I said, "Oh, mate, I just thought this really good idea about this admin challenge. We're all in it, right? Right? Yeah, you're in it." And he was like, "Oh, yeah, sure, we're all in it." So that's how it came about. I mean, the reason why Messi wanted to do it was to just give exposure to another race what doesn't get played much of. So that's why we did it. You know, and you know, it's been fun. It's been fun. We had a lot of people message me and said, "Wow, this is so funny." And you know, especially on, I didn't actually think people would watch my stream on the fest, vampire game because obviously I went straight to watch Mace's after, so it was like, 3 hour long thing. But people said it was so funny listening to me talk to myself, getting so confused what to do with a vampire team. Because usually I'm pretty efficient at what I do, but I was like, what do I do? I kept forgetting about my bloody thralls because I needed the thrall, and I didn't have many thralls left, and and it was so much. It was just crazy. It was crazy. But it's good that we're doing it. If I have a look at what we've done so far, I think I've got who's done what. Shagrath. Let's have a look. You're Shagrath. What am I about? Right, okay, I've got a record of played 2, won 1, lost 1. Gimlick has played 2, lost both. And I think Mercy, who, to be honest, I think he knows pretty much what he's doing. I think he's won 1, drawn 1, lost 3, I think, if I remember correctly. So, we've got a wonderful combined record of not very good. But hey, it is what it is. So we've got you on the show. So come on, let's go about, while I've got Mercy and Gimlick in the chat, and obviously V-Power V's in the chat as well. Shaggers, tell us, come on, give us what we need to do. Coaches.
Like where to start? There's so many. Like they have a lot of good, or a lot of variations in their starting roster, right? A couple of you went. Who went three vampires and
nobody did. Nobody did.
Nobody did that.
If you go onto your thingy, onto your PS4, can you go to the team After Dark admins, my team? We'll have a look at my team.
Okay, we'll do that.
Because then obviously you can tell me what I need to do with my team. Because Mercy and Gimlick, we don't know. We don't need to help them. We just need to help me, of course. Because I've got to win the challenge. I've got to win the challenge. There's more chance of me winning the Champions Cup than this. But hey, we'll give it a go. I've noticed that postmen don't deliver when they're dead. Go figure. He's horrid. He's horrid.
One sec. Here.
So, all right.
Pull this up.
Where's my drink? I'll have to get my Chernobyl kettle going soon. V-Power V. Have you played Vamps before, V-Power? You should with a name like that.
I think he said he did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he has. My memory on Vamps is very hazy because it needs to be, so I don't tend to drink.
Talking about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay. Here we go. Tell me what I need to do.
There.
Yep. What do I need to do?
Like dodge first skill for everybody. That's the way I go. First skill. Don't worry. Don't worry about blocks. Yeah. Well, just with the vampires, yeah. Just dodge with everything. Because the point is, hypnotic gaze is their thing, right? I didn't see you use hypnotic gaze. Like, how many times did you use that in the first game? Not very much.
Not many.
Not many. And you should be doing that every time. Even if you're just basing somebody, just hypnogaze them. Fuck it, right? And you should always be doing that because you could break cages. I love giving the ball to the opponent, letting him come up close, make his fancy little cage, and be like, oh, that's fantastic. I've got a cage. Hypnogaze. Smash your ball carrier. Oh, there we go. Fantastic.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I like the 4 rerolls. Get all the expensive stuff out of the way first, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. See that, Messi? Yeah. 4 rerolls, mate. 4 rerolls. That's how we should go.
4.
Not your 3.
Yeah. 3's tight. Like 3's tight. Yeah, 3's tight to start with.
He's got 5 vamps. He has 5 vamps as well.
Is good. 5 vamps to start though is I think a little much.
That's hardcore, isn't it? How many do you start with? How many do you start with?
This season, like I've tried 3, I've tried 4, and I've tried 6. Starting with 3. Like I tried 6 like last season, I'm like, fuck it, let's have a good time.
Yeah.
And I liked having all of that hypnotic gaze. I'm like, oh my god, this is actually pretty fun. If I just had more rerolls. So I start with 3 usually, and then work my way up. 3 and 4 rerolls, and then either an Apo or a 12th guy. I think is how that works out.
Yeah. Teddy Tom, it's Shagrath with us this week. Obviously, we're doing the Vampire Admin Challenge, and it's just so lucky that we got Shagrath to come and help us. So that's who it is, Teddy. Yeah, I mean, I do forget much about Hypnotic Gaze, but when I have used it before on that super expensive vampire, I never seem to be able to roll a 3+ to Hypnotic Gaze anyway. So I'm like, fucking hell. And then I always forget, and things go wrong. And I don't know if I've got. Well, I'm just talking. Lexington D was so funny. He mentioned on my YouTube channel. He said, "Oh man, Bloodlust into double skulls, followed by Bloodlust into failed GFI. Wow, did you get with Nuffle's daughter and never called her again? Yeah, what made me laugh? Because, yeah, that did happen. And I was like,
you can do about that.
There isn't, is there? And, the thing is as well, when that happens is, it's like, haha, I just called you a turnover, and now I'm going to fuck off the pitch and leave you with only 3 vampires. I'm like, yeah, cheers for that, mate.
Yeah, great. But to be fair, if your vampire does leave the pitch, it does mean more thralls will live. They're one of the teams that could, you could lose your main player and you could feel a little bit more relaxed because, I'm not going to lose any more guys, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you have no vampires left, hey, no Bloodlust to roll. Yeah,
you're playing hobgoblins then.
Yeah.
I never got the 2 vampire list or whatever. I don't want to play a hobgoblin team. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was Sage's, wasn't it? Sage's professional list, apparently. I was like, 2 vampires? Really? I was like, wow, I'm not even going there with 2 vamps. I mean, that is just crazy.
Well, they're great. They're great, like a strength 4, agility 4 blodger, man. Come on. You can't get much better than that. That's pretty solid.
They're slow, though, aren't they? Vamps are slow. I mean, they're so slow. I mean, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, 6, that's all the move. And that's if they want to move.
You can still do 2-turn touchdown. Most teams can do 2-turn touchdown. That's about as good as it gets, really, without a 1-turn.
Yeah, I suppose. But I don't know. I just think they're so hard to use. I mean, I'm sure when you played them a lot, you get used to, obviously you get used to all the niches.
They're definitely not beginner or user friendly. Even for veteran players, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and I've also noticed that actually, you do need a deep bench, something I don't have. Because you just lose thralls left, right, and centre. And like you said, I think Mercy's team are fantastic at actually biting and injuring his players really well. They've got that down to a T. They have, and it's like, oh man, it's so hard. But like I said, the reason we did it was obviously just a bit of exposure to the vampires and to try and have some fun with them. And
they're
it
definitely
seems
a team you just want to relax and play.
Yeah, and I never relax playing Blood Bowl, so it's like I think that's why Mercy decided, let's send Benny to an early grave. Let's play vampires, because it's just a nightmare, absolute nightmare. But we'll see how they go, and I'm sure one of us will get some sort of semi-respectable record. I think it's safe to say probably none of us will ever qualify with them, but we'll give it a go.
Give the
we'll
old
try
college try, see how it works.
Yeah. I think Mercy, when I've seen Mercy play, he seems to have got it down to a T. I think he's just been a bit unfortunate, but having 5 vampires is a bit of a risk at the beginning. But hey, we'll see how he goes. Right then, let's get on to the pole position. Then it's always a bit awkward the first week. We haven't even had a week yet. Let's see who is top in the leaderboard at the moment. It's Calcium Cass! 6 wins, 1 draw, lost none. Well, let's have a look. Do we need to actually see his team? He'll probably loads of data players, loads of killer shit, and that'll be about it. But let's have a look. Let's have a look at good old Cass. Cass obviously just come back from his little jaunt on the Xbox. And he's now back on the PS4. So let's see what he's done. He's also qualified for this Season 11, what we'll talk about later as well, with his dwarfs, of all things. Let's have a look. Thermonuclear Pom. Here we go. Have you played Castle?
He's got a strength upgrade already.
I tell you what, he always seems to get strength up. We used to have this thing about Stuntman DD, always getting strength ups, agility ups, and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. Even when bless his cotton socks, Calcium Cass went Dark Elves one season, he got so many stat ups, it's unbelievable. I think Calcium Cass is banging Nuffle's wife or something, because I'll tell you what. He's getting so many good stat ups. I mean, it's just crazy. But yeah, very nice strength 4 already. Shame it'll be dead in about, 5 games. They usually do the Pestigo ones. But I mean, have you played Cass a lot? Done any good against him?
I think I have a positive record against him. I've only played him like 2 or 3 times though. The time zone thing with y'all in Europe and then over here is I don't get to play many of you guys. Unless it's like early in the morning or really late at night kind of thing. But, I think I've played him 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
I mean, like I say, Cass is Cass, and he's come over here and he's been kicking UC's ass.
Satisfying.
He relishes stuff like that, and he's. I mean, I don't know. I mean, let's have a look at this. He's beaten Los Aberidos. That was officials team who seems to always get rolls against me. but against everybody else, he seems to not to. And he conceded to Cass, and Cass is
really,
yeah,
he conceded. Wow.
Yeah. So he said. I mean, let's have a look. Yeah, he does. And Cass says UC stands for Ultimate Conceders. Should be hash
I think it actually
tagging?
means like ones and skulls in Spanish or something like that. Who knows?
Probably does, but
something or other.
It probably does. I mean, we'll go on. I have got a question in Ask Bernie about UC, so we won't discuss them too much now. But the thing about Cass is he seems to do so well with Chaos. You know, he's comfortable with Chaos. He knows what he's doing. He knows, and he can just get a few concedes. You know, because people now think, shit, I'm playing Cass, and as soon as start losing players, they just concede, and that obviously helps his team grow. But even if they don't concede, he seems to get it done quite a lot anyway.
Well, yeah, he's solid. He's solid. I don't I don't doubt his ability to go far with those guys for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Like his biggest problem is him quitting. Sometimes he gets pretty far and then he loses a couple guys and then he bails on the team or on the season. And like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. I mean, I think it was on the PS4 for a long time. Then obviously he wasn't happy and went to the Xbox. He's now done that for a bit and he's come back to the PS4. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. He seems like he's come back refreshed. He's done really well with his dwarfs, and now he's obviously tearing it up with his thermonuclear pom.
Yeah, those dwarves came out of nowhere. I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, I mean that's what I say. He can certainly ground a team pretty quickly. So was good. Personally, the only thing I don't like about this team is the name thermonuclear pom. We've had this too many times. Surely it should have something like Bernie's Reverse Curse. They look like they was doing really, really well. That was a good name. Yeah. I think if it had done that this season, he probably wouldn't win them. Are you surprised? Are you surprised that this? I mean, there is. I mean, he's gonna tell me off this, but I've got to say it. Does it surprise you that this guy, Carson Cass, as good as he's been in all the seasons he's played it on the PS4, one, he's not become a champion, and two, he's never made the money?
Does that surprise me? No, only because the dice gods are fickle, and sometimes it only takes one game in the playoffs, and then you get fucked, right? So, I mean, yeah, he's a good player. There's a lot of good players. I just assume every player who gets to the playoffs is decent and knows how to play the game, and is probably better than most. Yeah, and then it'll just come down to dice.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, what basically, especially on the Xbox, what they say about obviously Calvin Cass's Chaos teams is, look, he beats up a lot of players in the league stretch, but when you get to the playoffs, you're against the veteran coaches, so they're not going to give you loads of hit to tear, and you're not going to be able to tear through teams as much, But I've seen
another thing too. Like it's, Go
on. So I'm just I'll say is I've seen a lot of his games, and even when he played when he got crashed out to the Wood Elves on the Xbox, he didn't do nothing wrong. He tried his heart out. He did everything he possibly could, and there's it wasn't his fault at all. It was just wasn't to be. And I think last time a lightning bolted his Agility 4 Chaos Warrior first turn and killed it. And that's huge, isn't it? That itself is just, especially when you got like strip ballers and all that in the thing, and that was his only show hands piece he had. And like I said, I think it's just going to be a matter of time before he actually gets it done. He's played dwarfs before. He's done quite well with them. He's got a nice team. And one thing I will always say about Calzim Cass's teaming, unlike me, and I just qualify with any rabble, but he always has good teams. He always knows what he's doing. He always gets his teams built right to give him the best chance. Yet people can turn around and say, "Oh yeah, well they're always for passion. He doesn't have a plan B and all that sort of shit." But you know what? I tell you what, Cass actually answered that perfectly when he was mentioned to him before. He said, "Bernie, how many times do people ask, to like Wood Elf coach and stuff like that? Oh well, if you roll double ones, what's your plan B?" And it's like, shit, yeah. What is your plan B? Because you can't fucking beat the shit out of stuff, because that's what Wood Elves are. And, it's basically, I get what he's saying. He plays it this way because he expects, if he can take enough players off the pitch, he's going to win most games, because he's a good coach. If he doesn't, and that's the reason a lot of times he's been beat, is because he just hasn't had the roles. And like you said, you're always going to usually get that one game in the playoffs where if you get bad dice, you've got to be lucky and try and get a keep in, haven't you? Because if you don't, you go out and you don't get no second chances. And I think that's
second chances,
and that's what's so hard about the playoffs. You've got to have luck. I don't care who you are. You've got to have luck. And that's why it's so amazing that Arzawayne's won it 3 times. You know?
Yeah, for sure. That's no knock on Arzawayne's skill at all.
Oh,
it's
no.
Just, yeah, it does come down to dice a lot of the times. I mean, Arzawayne and myself, we were both fight teams. We both had 2 claw mighty blow guys.
Yep.
It was going to be who removed people from the pitch permanently. Basically.
Yeah, and that's sometimes what it comes down to, isn't it? If you could play that game again, and that time you might have won because obviously your club things work, and that's just the way obviously it is, and that's why you can. There's never such a thing as a sure thing in Blood Bowl in the playoffs. We saw. I mean, I didn't see it, but apparently Halfling team got through to the semi-final and almost made the final on the PC. What is an amazing feat. I mean, I don't know how the hell he got there. And someone said, "Oh yeah, beat this really good Dark Elf team as well, one of the top teams or something." So, it's good to see these legendary teams, getting a bit of exposure. And let's say a lot of people like your Vampire teams. You play them well. Obviously, you're going to be playing them obviously in this playoffs. So, it's going to be good. But there you go. That's time in Pop. I expect them to be the top case team by far in season 12. I expect him to cause everybody nightmares, carnage. You get everything. You'll get plenty of smack talk from him. So be prepared. All in good banter, though, I hope. Good luck to him. Not that he needs it. And sure. Someone please kill that Mano before it becomes a bloody menace. Seriously.
No, it will be a menace.
Oh man, his Manos are scary as hell. His one on the bloody Xbox was freaking ridiculous. Moo, bloody hell. So someone's got to kill that. And if Cass is watching this, he probably doesn't. I don't think he watches my show. But if you are, please kill the UC, as you said, because they're running amok. So there we go. Right, let's go into the playoffs then. Let's go to the nitty-gritty, what you're involved in. Sure. Trying to get yourself one step further this season. You almost got there. And now I've got to find it. Oh, yes. Let's have a look. Not every team is... We've got 26 teams accepted already. I know of 2 teams, one accepted on Saturday, one on Sunday. But the majority of the teams are here. So let's have a look for your Vampire team. And we'll have a look at that. So obviously if Mercy and Gimlick are in there, this is how they should look like. When I had a look at this, I was like, holy shit, 2050. And I'm like, where the fuck is where's all the TV in it? Because I thought, oh my god, there's nothing swanky in this team. We've got an Agility 5 Vampire, was nice. Shame, and sadly, 2 of them have got a movement 1 down, what's never good. Yeah. But I was like, holy shit, this is a lot of TV. But people said to me, look, he's got 6 vampires who are strength 4, Agility 4 pieces. They are not cheap.
No.
I mean, how would you go about building this team, and what's your plan? Is it, why would you?
When I first started this team, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going 6 vampires. I don't care what people say. People are like, Sage, fantastic. Or like almost every top tier player or therein is like, 6 vampires. That's ludicrous. It's madness. What are you doing? I'm like, fuck it, fuck you all. I'm doing this, and I'm gonna make it work. So. That's what that was my mindset, and I also was like, I'm not going to care about team value.
Yeah,
I'm not going to try and TV control. To hell with it. It's going to be high. Whatever, they get some inducements. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a good thing, because Cass is the same with that. He says, I don't give a toss. I want my team how I want them. If that means I'm giving away TV, so be it. Because
I'd rather have a TV advantage than inducements. To be fair, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I think there's a few. I think there's a few teams where inducements are really good because you have good star players, but most of the time you'd rather have the skills, wouldn't you? Basically, to be honest.
Yeah. Like it's I'm a hypnotic gazing people's. I got 6 guys who can hypnotic gaze, and 1 who does it on a 2+. So, I'm happy to activate 3 or 4 of them, even 4 or 5, to get some players out of the way and make that blitz on his ball carrier at strength 4.
Yeah.
And I've done that countless times. Gimlick too. I played Gimlick once and I actually beat him. I was happy about that.
Yeah, good old Gimlick.
That guy.
Yeah, I believe.
I always tie or I lose. So.
another bloody ex-champion there, Gimlick. I tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it looks an interesting. Like I said, you're one of the very few teams where people are quite excited to watch, and I think obviously your team's going to get a lot more exposure now because obviously we're doing the Vampire Challenge, and we'll be saying, look, watch a professional, go watch Shagrath. You know,
I want to make it interesting for people. That's another thing too. I like making games interesting for myself and for my opponent.
Yeah.
So if you're howling in rage, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This guy's like taking out tackle zones all the time, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a ball to this guy who's been gazed. Oh, it doesn't do anything because he can't catch.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You know.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, like I said, I love watching you play with these guys, and like I say, it's gonna be great. And I just hope you get a good draw in the first round, preferably not a kill team.
Preferably not a kill team, but you know, like I was thinking about it, like who would I be afraid to draw against? I mean, like Arzawain's only got 2 tacklers. If he gets lucky and pows a couple of my vampires, that sucks. But
yeah,
and there's a couple other guys there. Probably the dwarves would suck, but even still, I don't really care about who I draw because hypnotic gaze works. Whether you're doesn't matter what you are, it always works on a 3+. But like, you know, and then most ball carriers are strength 3, and I'll get 2 dice on them. So.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, with vampires, is it better you playing the slow bash team so that you know? Is that a lot better than going against say like a Wood Elf team or an Elden Union team, or is it better going against the fast teams?
I think the slower bash teams are a little bit better, unless they have a lot of guard. Then that's kind of annoying because then I may not get my 2 dice on the guy if he on the ball carrier, because it's, you know, I kick it to him with the kick guy, kick short, go for the ball. You know, he huddles around it with 3 or 4 guys. You know, hypnotic gaze whoever you can, and then get in. Yeah, make it work. And with dodge and agility 4, you should be able to get through most stuff.
Yeah. I mean that's a good ploy. You kick it short. Because obviously, I've said that before with dwarfs. You know, kick it short. They don't expect it to be kicked short, and then try and bully them down there, especially against a slower team. Because obviously, most of their ball carriers are right at the back out, or in the middle. You know, ready to go for the ball.
Exactly.
So
and so when he runs up to get it, you know, he's got maybe 2 or 3 squares left in him. And you can't get very far.
There you go. You see, there you go. I up Gimlick and Mercy. That's what we've got to do, mate. Got to do it. The only problem is anyone who watches the show they'll know our game plan now. But there you go. You see, I told you I'd get some information. That's where we're going wrong. I mean, I'm going to say it's because I haven't got kick yet. I was thinking so on the same line as Shagrath there. I was going to absolutely so do that. So, you know, I am writing that down now as a reminder. But yeah, it should be good. I mean, interestingly, I mean, a lot of people have said, "Oh, I don't want to play against Arzawain because it's Arzawain," but you seem to think, you know what, I don't really care. I'll play him.
No, I don't think it's much of a difference, really. Like a kill chaos team's a kill chaos team. So I've played a bunch of them. I played officials chaos last season with these guys, and I got a draw out of them.
Yeah,
and I was wasted when I played Arzawain, so I don't think that was a fair shake. So I
was drunk. God damn it!
I was drunk. It's fine. Well, like I said before, off cycle, it was, you know, I bloodlusted a couple of times and just walked off the pitch because I wasn't paying attention. You know, you forget shit. Vampires are not a team to play intoxicated in any way because you forget when you bloodlust and you just walk away from the pitch. You're like, oh yeah, that guy just walked away. That's sucks. Oh well.
I mean, we was talking, weren't we, about your game against Durham. That was so funny. Where, you know, he was in control. I mean, Gimlick will remember. He was in control, and we're like, oh well, yeah, we'll play the vamps. That's all right. We don't mind playing vamps. And then he just. You got your bloodlust. He's like, fuck this shit. I've got the ball. We're gonna win. But you know what? I'm just gonna put the ball on the floor and let the Yorks have it, and I'm just gonna go and fucking have a bite off the pitch. And as soon as he did that, that was it. Everything went wrong, and you ended up losing 2-1 in overtime. But it was like
I just laugh. I couldn't help but laugh, man.
I think that was it. You handled it really well. We was all weeping because we were like, oh my god, we've got to face 8 guard or whatever it was now. But yeah, it was like
drinking. The drinking did really affect me. It really did. I was just like, I move up my thrall. I'm gonna, you know, this is the guy I'm gonna bite if I have to bloodlust. Oh look, I'm bloodlust. Fantastic. Thrall's up there. Go. I'm gonna bite him. You know what? I don't like the position of my vampire. I'm just gonna walk off a little bit here. Oh shit. Yeah. Walks away.
And then he had the ball. That's the thing. He had the ball, and I was like watching it.
Yeah.
I was watching. I was like, "What are you doing? He's got the ball."
What are you doing? I could feel
and he was walking
everybody
away.
Else was like, oh.
He was walking away, and I was frantically clicking to see. Oh my god, he hasn't got enough. He's not got enough. He's got enough squares to go back, and he can't throw it because he's blitzed.
Idiot! What is he doing?
You had the game 1-1, what on earth are you doing? Oh dear, it was so funny.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh man, it was. Oh yeah, I bet you did. So it'd be good to see how they do this season. I mean,
I just play sober. Every game I play in sober.
Yeah.
Like bash teams, you can get away with being a little
Drunk.
tipsy.
That's it.
Because you're just punching stuff, right? You're just, my fists work, or they don't work, whatever.
Yeah.
But with vampires and like agility teams, you should probably be sober.
Yeah, absolutely. Who do you who do you fancy? Is there any teams you fancy could go the way?
That I would rather.
No. Who you think might win it? Other than yourself winning the full
who
thing.
do I think would win? Who do I think would win? Obviously myself, of course. No.
Yeah, of course. But if you was Nuffled, then who?
Yeah, for sure. I like Abandon's orcs. I really like these guys. The way they look.
Okay, which team is that one? I'd say I ain't got them all in here at the moment.
Why not? Or whatever it is.
Oh, why not? Yeah, they scraped in, didn't they? And teams what scrape in usually have a good record in the playoffs. Yeah. Ironically, it
looks. It's a smothering guard team with lots of mighty blow and a little bit of pylon sprinkled in there with a extra strength guy.
He's a very good coach as well. He's a very good guy. I played him before.
And he's solid. So
yeah,
I like these guys. I like these guys a lot.
Yeah. I
don't know who would be a bad matchup for him either, because other than maybe a claw team, but even still,
claws never.
Pieces with claw, though, they're armor 8 usually. Maybe you get lucky and smoke it.
Yeah, like I say, he's a good player. He's got some good things there. He's got 6 guard. It's not bad, solid. Plenty of mighty blow, decent thrower. But yeah, like I said, he's got to have a good chance. I would have thought. 23 wins, 9 draws, 12 losses. Not bad at all. And yeah, there's. I must admit, I was gutted not to see Vipal V's leaping Mexican ogre not make the playoffs. That was cruel.
That was sad. I was like, oh man.
I must admit, I had him on the last Nuffle Triple Show, and I was hoping, that he'd get there, but obviously Stuntman DD decided to ruin it and get in with his. Yeah, that'd be quite good. One thing, obviously, looking at this, what's your feeling on like the way the format is? Are you happy with the format, the way it's like over so many rounds, and obviously then it's knockouts and stuff? Or
I don't think, because I've read some forums and I've watched some other people stream, and they talk about stuff like formats, and I've listened to you guys talk about the formats. Yeah. And hearing those opinions and considering my own, I just think that the current format is as good as it gets. And and I don't think it gets much fairer than it is now. When you guys were talking about putting legendary teams in as the wild card or something like that, or random teams or something like that, at first I was like, that's kind of nice, get some exposure to the other teams, but then I'm thinking from the corollary, it's like like 2 goblin players in the playoffs. That's great. Or 2 halfling players. That's 2 buys almost. I'm not going to say 2 buys, but easier games hopefully. So I think the current format is as good as it gets.
The great thing about obviously as admins is when these rules come out, we sort of have a, how can I put it, a bit of a loose rein what we can do, so we don't always have to agree with what's being done as a change rule, unless it's a quite significant one. And like I say, without getting too much into it, obviously Dud and all them was like, oh yeah, we want to do it this way, and I'm like, whoa, it's a bad idea. People are going to be so upset if you say you must, all wildcards must be 2 of each, say, legendary race, because then, like for instance, you want to play Chaos now, you look at Calcium Cast, you think, you know what, I ain't going to bother. And the thing is, a lot of these players only play with like 1 or 2 races. If they can't qualify with them, they just don't play at all. And then, obviously you lose less matches. And on the consoles, we need more matches being played. So luckily, obviously the Xbox, they decided to go the 2 minutes route, what I think has been quite successful by the sounds of it. And obviously we decided, we're not going to do it. And then obviously there's an absolute uprising on the PC when people found out what they'd done, and obviously they had to retract it. So it got a bit messy. And, they're still looking now at ways to improve it. But I think, like you, nothing's going to be ever perfect. But this is about as good as you get. And it's straightforward as well. People like nice and easy. They don't want to be updated with loads of rules and stuff like that. Because that's when everyone gets confused and then there's problems. This is quite simple, isn't it?
You get bogged down in that kind of minutia that, well, you can only get it if this team is this certain level, or
Yeah.
blah blah blah, like making some sort of like weird rules. I
Mm.
mean, this, like you said, this is simple, straightforward, and two teams. It could be the wild card can be any team, and that's fantastic. That's I don't think it gets any better than the way it is. I haven't heard any argument, anyways, of anything that I think is better
Yeah.
as a format.
Yeah. I mean that's basically it, isn't it? I'm just seeing what teams are playing at the moment. Let's have a look.
In season 12 season.
I'm just looking who's playing actually live now because we're going to. I thought, you know what? While we're going to talk about a few things, we'll watch a game while we do. Let's go to my friends. I was seeing if Calcium was playing, but I don't think he actually is. I'll just have a quick look because he's always fun to watch, but I can't see his team. But we'll have a look. No. Yes, yeah, I've seen that, Teddy. I'm going to probably go to that one, I suppose. If he'll let me, yeah. So yeah, I'll put the Duran versus Eggle game on. So we'll. That's a guy who must hate playing me. Because like I say, I've been having bad luck all the time. And what happens? I play against Sergel, like, oh my god, Sergel, one of the best players, and beat him. Yeah. You know, I never seem to lose to Sergel. It seems to always be a good lucky charm when I play him, and he's a very good player. But hey, right then, so we'll get that game up anyway, so they can watch that while we have some things. We've got the Ask Bernie segment. Basically, what happens is people send me some questions in, and then I read them out, and then my wonderful co-host answers them for me, and then obviously I'll answer them as well. And as always, I'm perfectly well. I'm so.
Give me a second. I'm gonna go get another beer.
You get a drink, and I'm gonna find them. There we go. So, oh dear, there's been a GFI fail there on the goals. Where are we? Where is that goal? There he is. I'll get the things on for you as well, guys. There you go.
All right.
That's all right. Yeah. So, so it's Duran's Mortal Kombat Techno who beat my poor old Messy Flush's Vamps against oh god, that's nasty, against Sergel's Lizards, who doesn't lose many games. I tell you what, bloody hell, he scummed a wizard against me. Scummed a bloody wizard. Oh. Sergel did. How dare he scum a wizard? And you know what happened with that scummed wizard? He rolled a 1. So yeah. I always found out
how it goes.
Yeah, too right. Justice. Right then, so Ask Bernie. Here we go. Let's see what we can do. Do you see Radoff Arzwin's glory? Are they as good as I make out? Because to me, Arzwin's the only real deal. Okay. So, answer that for me. Do you think UC's a one-man team? Do you think it's just Arzwin and the rest are just not very good? Or I don't mean, Or do you think they've been a bit harsh on UC there?
On UC, as the clan or whatever.
Yeah, because they're basically saying, because obviously we made a lot of this UC. Let's get it right. I made a lot of this UC. So you've got people like Gasselmal, our media player, official, Dave, obviously Arzwin, and they've been doing really well. And I say they're the best, clan on the PS4 in my opinion. But people are saying it's like, yeah, but this person who sent me this, they're saying, look, but it's really just Arzwin, isn't it? Really. Let's be honest. It's just Arzwin. No one else does stuff. So that's basically what they're asking. Well, is it just Arzwin, or is he talking bollocks? And it's actually there's other good.
He's not shit. That's for sure. No, he's definitely the best. I think objectively, and he's the most consistent. I would say. Yeah. Out of all of them. Yeah. But I mean, that last season they got a lot of games in, right? Yeah. You got a lot of these guys with some of them 60 games with one team, and of course, they're top. Okay, so especially when they go 34, 11, and 12 or something like that, and you're thinking, shit, I can't get that many games in, and maybe I could get there if I had that ratio with that amount of games, but
I mean that's it. I think
the best.
I think. Yeah, I think what it is as well is a lot of people say, you know what, it's not the best coaches what qualify to people can grant. And
that also shows in the playoffs too. I mean, official and iMedia player I think got both canned in the first round or second round or something like that. Yeah. Right? Not saying that they're shit or anything. I mean, iMedia made it to the final. One year, season. So I mean, they're obviously competent. So
Yeah,
Not much
I
else
mean,
to.
yeah, I mean, I've got a quite simple thing. I mean, I got this question that said, is UC a one man team? I would quite gladly say no.
No.
Gastelmal is an ex champion. He's a
Oh,
very
yeah.
Gastelum. Oh, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant
Yeah.
coach. We've got
And
Dave.
he think
Sorry,
about
go on. Yep. Sorry, go on. Yep.
Gasamal.
Yep.
He plays other teams like he played Underworld that
Yep.
one season. He's a more versatile coach, I think.
Yep.
I think Gasamal is the most versatile of them because iMedia likes to play Undead almost
Yep.
all the time.
Yep.
Official plays Chorfs and Chaos all the time.
Yep.
Arzawayne is also flexible, but he also plays like bash teams, reliable bash teams, right? So
Yep. Yep.
and,
Yeah.
and then Gasolamal plays something like Underworld, and he does still pretty well. And
Yeah.
and Vampires last season, you're like, wow, shit.
Yeah,
No,
and
that's not too
he
bad.
got knocked out on penalties with Vampires last season as well.
penalties.
So it was,
So that's as good as a win, almost. You know.
Yeah.
It's just like rolling the dice. That
Yeah.
sucks. Literally losing the game because you lost the dice. So.
yeah.
So I mean, like he's really good too. I like Gasolamal.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like I said, there's some very good coaches in there. So I don't think they're a one man team.
No,
they get
they're
my
not.
phone. I'll just ignore my phone. But I think you know, I get where the guy's coming from because he's seen Arzawayne do it, and even last season, basically, I think a lot of the UC players got knocked out first round, and he was left to Arzawayne and Gastelmal to carry the can. And then Arzawayne obviously won it. So, you know, I suppose it is what it is. But long story short, no, I think they're better than a one-man team.
He got a good run too. Like he had, I'm not saying I had a hard run on that, but it also depends on who you're playing and what you're
Yeah.
playing against.
Yeah,
When you're getting
absolutely.
into the playoffs, because say he gets you and I get Demented, or whatever, something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I hate playing Demented. That guy irritates the crap out of me.
Oh, yes.
The way it's the way he plays. He's just so frustrating. He's always throwing the ball over the place, and I know
Oh, yes.
if I thrown the ball that often, I would fumble it and lose it all the time. He just, oh man, he's frustrating to play against.
Yes.
I like him. He's cool, but he's very frustrating.
He is.
But I mean, if he gets you as a chaos, I mean that's also a different ball game for him as opposed to
yeah. Yeah.
playing Elven Union or whatever else he played.
Yeah, I think when Tripp won it that season, a lot of his matchups were very, very favourable, really
Yes.
favourable. And
And
I
that,
think,
that also helps in the playoffs too, right? So,
oh yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
It's skill, dice. You know who you're matched up against. There's
Yeah.
a lot of factors in that. Somebody could get pwned, and the guy who got you first round that sucked for him.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
that's it. But the thing is, even when you play against like these kill teams or whatever, even if you beat them, a lot of the time, you have your team could be in a smouldering wreck, or you could lose one or two key players, and then you've got to go without them for the next 4 rounds. So it is
And I
it
was
is what
so
it is.
happy when I got through your team. When I got through your team, I'm like, man, I didn't lose anybody. That's fantastic. And then you killed one of my guys on the
10-16.
Missed next game on that
Yeah.
on turn 16. I'm like, oh fuck you, man.
Yeah. Well, I've done that. I do that a lot. I just wait until I'm out, and then 10-16, I just occasionally, oh look, there's my dice. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for coming late.
Spite.
Yeah, great. But yeah, it is what it is. As Calcium Cass promised to be a good boy after his Xbox journey crashed and burned. That was from an Xbox coach. Surprise, surprise. Well, Cass is his own man. Cass will be Cass.
Yeah.
I really don't know. If you're asking, has he told me he's going to be a good boy? No. But he will be monitored. And he knows this. I think he's getting better with it. I think this comes down to I streamed one of his knockout game against Glasshammer's Elves when he got beat, and it was a tough loss. Let's be honest. But then him and Space Magic got in. Him and Space Magic were offering words and stuff, and it didn't go down too well with the Xbox crew when he started having to go at. Basically he was calling Space a lot of stuff because in his band he said that Space had called him stuff. So it's hard for me to say because obviously we all get it. We all get salty when things go wrong. But all I'm going to say on it is, to my knowledge, he's been back. He's simple, cheeky self. He looks like he's loving the game again. He's said he loves the PS4 community. He says they're the best. Blah blah blah. You know, he seems happy, and we'll see. He is one of the box office coaches out there. Everybody loves to watch him. People love his streams. So he's not said he's going to be a good boy, but you know, he's an adult. We shouldn't really have to be asking him stuff like that.
I wouldn't try to police that guy too much.
No,
just let him be.
Just let him be what he is. He knows what to do. So no, he hasn't been. He hasn't told us being a good boy. I just expect he will be. Here's one for you. Do you have coaches who you don't get on with for any reason? That's putting you under the bus.
Nobody. I don't think there's. Sorry, excuse me. I don't think there's anybody in the alumni that I don't particularly. There's nobody that I don't get along with or don't like. I mean, there's been randos that I play against. I played against one guy and he called me a coward for running out the clock on his scoring line, right? While I kept my good players out of reach of him, and he's like, "Oh, you're playing like an asshole. I mean, you're not letting me hit your good guys, and you're waiting to score on turn 16." I'm like, "Yeah, that's how you play this game." I'm sorry, man. Like, I wasn't angry at him. I was just confused. I'm like,
yeah,
isn't this how everybody plays? Isn't this how you're supposed to play? Stuff like that. You know, I don't get much grief. Sometimes, like, I could foul a guy on a turn 16 even when I'm losing, and he'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? You've lost." I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah,
I think I did that to you once too, actually.
You probably did, yeah.
One of my guys.
Yeah, damn right. That's how it's done. Absolutely. I can't. I
get along with everybody.
Yeah. I'm just thinking. There's not many people I don't get on with. I've had spats with people before just because it is. I have this gift to annoy people just by playing them. You know, I don't know why. I don't really think. I mean, this obviously Preach, the MML commissioner. Me and him do not get on at all. I hate his guts. I don't like him. Yeah,
does he play on the Champion Cup?
No. He plays in the MML. He's not a nice guy. And he's said stuff about my sons as well. So he's not a nice guy. That is as simple as I put with that. He's as my son would say, he's a very egotistic person. You'll never see him play in any other competition apart from the one he actually controls himself, because then he can, he's
one of those guys.
He's one of those guys where basically he likes to have power over everybody. Has to have power over everybody. I'm not too so yeah. Like me and Kazim Kass have always had run-ins, but we always kiss and make up.
To be fair, who hasn't had a reputations run-in with Calcium Kaz? I mean, you beat him one time, and he's like, you're a fucking piece of shit.
You don't deserve to be on the same pitch as me.
I am the great white shark. Oh man, when he said that, I listened to him say that, and I laughed so hard. I mean, like, I can't take this guy seriously. It's hilarious.
I tell you what, Cass has some great one-liners. I try and get all these one-liners out because I love them.
One-liners.
I love them.
He's the Arnold Schwarzenegger of the PS4.
They're amazing. I always try and make him do. I like to play Cass Bingo, where you have a bingo card and you put all his sayings on there and see who gets them done first. I love him to bits with stuff like that. That is when Cass is at his best, when he's bringing out these one-liners. So funny, some of them, and just the way he just delivers them as well. They're fantastic. Yeah. But no, I mean, like I said, I get on with everybody. I think it's more like people don't like me. I think I upset Official a lot. I remember beating Gaslamal 3-0 once, and then he's unfriended me, never speak to me since. Don't know why that is. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't get that. Like, this fucking guy beat me. How dare he? I'm like,
yeah. I think
what's
it
going
is
through your head when you do that.
I don't know. I mean, I think because he's such a good coach, no one usually beats him 3-0. I beat his Kislev 3-0, and then he unfriended me, and we haven't really spoke since. And I tried to friend him back, and he just doesn't want to do it. I'm like, it's not like I was doing anything. And I don't smack talk either. I don't smack talk people and say, "Oh, look at this."
Man.
I never do.
Smack talk playing Blood Bowl. Do not. No. You're gonna get. Like, the dice will destroy you.
Yeah.
Like, that's
so, it's not like I do anything like that. I mean, the only thing I can say, the only thing why I probably rub people up is because obviously when I announce, I just say it as I see it. So if I see a bad player, I'm going to say it's a bad player. Yeah. If I made it, I'll say the same. It's as simple as that.
I watched the replays of my game with Girdley and the Nurgle, the final. and you're giving me shit for leaving openings. Like, he's getting, oh, what are you doing?
Yep.
Like, man, just let it go. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I don't give a shit. Fuck it. He's gonna hit me. Bah, whatever.
But that's what we're here to do, though. When we stream, we're supposed to.
Sure.
But and like there's
That's
times
what you're supposed to do. I mean, that's what announcers do, right? I don't care. That's fine.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
and there's times when I'll say, "What the hell is he doing?" And then he'll do something genius, and I'll be like, "Wow, I didn't see that. Well done." And I'll say, "Whoa, I got that wrong. Fucking great player." Yeah. But I just say it as I see it, and I'm a Yorkshireman. That's how we roll. We just, we'd rather be honest with people than be two-faced and go, "Oh yeah, you're good" and all that.
No. I like the way you do it. I love the way you do it. It's funny. I laugh after.
Oh yeah. Well, that's it. Most people do. I just talk shit. Yeah. What can I say? Yeah. But obviously, it's always a lot easier when you're watching the game than playing it. That's what I will say, because we all make mistakes.
Definitely, and you know how it is, right? You know how it is. You tried announcing your own game. You had a little bit more challenging.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't be like, "What are you doing, mate?" Like,
I have done though. I have done that before. I've actually apologized to when I've streamed it if I've played a shite. I'm like, an official announcement from Bernie Buffon. I am sorry and I apologize for my shit play. I don't usually play this shit, sort of thing. I'm pretty honest with stuff like that. I know when I've had a bad game. Yeah. But yeah, it is so much pressure, and sometimes I think to myself, look, just tone it down a bit. But when you get so het up with all the action, you just bled it out regardless. I don't think I could.
Yeah. That's fine. You're supposed to get ramped up. I loved Serious Jest when he played when he did announcing. It was fun. It was a lot of fun watching that guy, because it's a classic American kind of announcing. Like, oh my god, everything's like amazing and like all over the top. I was like, oh, it's fantastic.
I do miss announcer with Jest. He is.
Where is he? Where is he?
He basically his wife had a child, and ever since he's just not had the time
I guess.
and stuff.
Right,
so he's been playing other games. So unfortunately, his streaming went as well. What was a shame. Great to see the Vamp Challenge. Will you do it again, season 13?
Yeah, but not vampires, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. We basically discussed that we're doing vampires this season, and if there's a call for it and it gets a positive thing, then we'll do it with another team next season. I'm pretty inclined to do Kislev.
I think that's the next logical choice. I think Kislev is another team that has a lot of potential and is a little underrepresented because they're a little bit more challenging to finagle, like to get around.
Yeah, I think they could be quite good in this. Josiah, welcome. Are you playing Duran, Bernie? Nope, it's Sergal playing Duran. But what it is we're actually discussing stuff, so I don't need, instead of just having just a normal screen there, we just thought we'd put a game on, and Sergal's getting nuffled. We're thinking of doing, like I said, we're doing our Vampire Challenge. So we're doing that, and we've had a lot of positives, and obviously I'm going to be salty as fuck and lose my mind by the end of the 20 games, but as long as people have fun, and as long as everyone loves it and everyone likes it, then we'll do it again. I'm sure we will have definitely another season. My personal choice would be Kislev, but I'd have to have a word with Mercy and Gimli to see what they think, to be honest. So hey ho. That's how it goes. Here's a good one for you. Best coach who I've ever played against, Shag. Obviously, apart from me. Who else?
Yeah, I mean, best coach. There's a. I don't know. Like, I played him in Open Ladder a couple times. He was playing Wood Elves. I forget his name. It might even be not Ihon Row or whatever.
Yeah, and he usually plays Necro. Does Ihon Row? Mon plays Wood Elves. Demented plays Wood Elves. Oh, Pong Hands. He's back this season. He plays Wood Elves.
Pong Hands is good. There was another guy. I just felt outclassed every time I fucking played that guy. I just felt outclassed. I couldn't do anything. Everything I did was countered. It was like 2 or 3 games. Like, fuck this guy. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Demented is also a name I do know is Demented.
I'm just gonna leave you talking while I just answer this phone. You just keep talking.
Sure. I will keep talking. Demented, man. Like I was saying, I hate that guy's playstyle. It frustrates the shit out of me because, like, he'll pick up the ball, he'll throw it around. Like, I watched him play Gimlick, and I'm like, holy crap, why is he throwing the ball? He doesn't need to throw the ball. I only throw the ball unless I absolutely have to, right? Because I feel like I'm going to drop it every time. Unless it's like a bomb into the end zone or a bomb away from my end zone. I'm not doing it. especially with low agility teams. But man, that guy just throws it all over the place. I played him with my Nurgle last season, and he's throwing it in the sun and under disturbing presence, and it's on a 5+, whatever. It's across the field. That's fine. You know,
who's that?
maybe he weighs
are you in
cost
about...
benefit analysis. He throws it, catches it, and he's away. I'm like, fuck this guy.
Who's are you talking about? Demented? Are you talking about Demented?
Demented, yeah, Demented. I played him one time. He beat me like 4-1. He had 3 blitzes, though. Fucking asshole.
He does. He gets defense blitzes all the time. I mean, when I play against him now, it's like, yeah, right. I'm not going to actually hit you. I'm going to put like about 8 people behind, you know, like in my own half. So obviously, when you get your defense blitz, I'll at least have half a chance of getting the ball. Yeah, he is very, very great, to be honest.
And that's what I was saying, like to you in the private chat there, like, who do you want in the playoffs? I'm like, well, I don't know who I want really. I'll take Chorfs, I guess. And still, I would take Chorfs because that guy's demented, man. Keep him away from me.
I'd just like to thank Joe for the cheer. Much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, he's a great player. He's always been one of my favourite coaches. I am quite... I mean, last season he didn't play as well as he has. I mean, even I beat him last season. And I thought something wasn't right. And obviously he got knocked out, I think, against, it was Ars win. And he said, look, I'm not, he said, obviously, I think it was a Luminar chat, he was saying, like, look, I don't feel I'm playing very well. So it's interesting that he's gone Dark Elves this season. Now, Dark Elves have a very, very good record in the playoffs. So it'd be interesting how we...
They're a good team, too.
I haven't seen them. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how he does. I'll be honest. It'll be interesting to see. So
I'm sure he'll do fine. I mean, they're good. They're solid. Yeah.
So they're the Ask Bernie questions out of the way. Discussions. Oh God, Jesus Christ. First one. There was this thing last season where there was looking into trying to make sure there's a minimum amount of games played to make the playoffs. Now, I was one of the guys saying, look, 10 games, come on, seriously, 10 games. If people can't play 10 games, then they don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But then Dode and Co. was like, no, we've got this really funky ranking system. What'll stop that? And we won't have it. So I know for a fact, and this is just off the top of my head, we have a high elf team on the PS4. 5 games. It's all they played. And they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we've got
how many games?
5.
5 games. No, fuck you.
5 games. That's all they played. 5 games. And Halflings on the Xbox, if I've got my records right, played 1 game, won it, and they go to the playoffs.
Oh.
So the ranking system, works really well. Do you think there should be a minimum? Because are you happy
absolutely.
How it is? Because to me, 10 games, I mean, it's not hard. You're just saying to people, just play 10 games and you're okay. For teams to get in with records, you know,
I'd be more brutal than that, man.
Would you?
I would be like 20 games. I'd say like in a 6-week period. Stop deleting your teams. Stop, conceding and all that stuff. Just play the 20 games. Maybe you'll get in if it doesn't work out. Like, I know you have 5-0 here, but I'll take a 10-10 guy over a 5-0 guy, because at least he has a developed team. There's something going on with him, right? You got 1,400. Wow, that's 1,400 TV is pretty good actually for 5 games. But I'm with you on at least 10 games as a number, but I would be harsher on 20 games, because I think in 6 weeks, an hour and a half a game, I'm sure you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
and
it's
if
like
you can't, that's fine. Somebody else can. So.
It's like, I mean, that's it. I mean, one of the main arguments we've had, or I've come across, is like, oh, yeah, but Bernie, people might not have time to play 10 games. And I'm like, well, if they've got time to play 10 freaking games, they might not have time to play the playoff games, or they may be really awkward in times you can play it, So why is it? I've qualified with a high elf team with 5 games. That should never happen. And, like, I got through because...
Same thing with your Bretonians, too, right? Your Bretonians only got in 5
I tell you what,
or some shit like that.
V-Power V will love you for saying that. Let's talk about Bretonians, because we never talk about Bretonians. Yeah, they basically played 6 games and got to the final.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would say to people is that I did play like about 40 games with my Orcs, but back in them days, you only got through as the top team, and I think I was 2nd or 3rd, but Arzwin, typical, he was top of the full thing, so I didn't get through with him. Yeah. But it is another thing, isn't it? It's like, And they, if you can't play 10 games, to me, if you can't play 10 games, then you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Simple as, because you aren't putting invested time into it.
Even if a more lackluster coach, say it's not Bernie Buffon, say it's D's nuts 2020. Like at least he gets some experience. At least he can see what it's like. Maybe he can strive for it more. Like get better.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just seems like guys should be rewarded for playing games, not for sitting on their hands or deleting a whole bunch of teams. I'm not shitting on you. I'm just saying.
No. I mean,
and then coasting in on like finding the team that hasn't been played on 2 days left in the season, and then grinds out 4 or 5 games, and then look, I'm in the playoffs. Like fuck off, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
on everybody else who's tried.
I mean, the thing is, it's like I mean, my team, it's shite, and someone's going to get a nice buy. It's simple as that. So you could end up playing someone like, I don't know, Calcium Cass or an Arzawin, and some lucky fucker's going to play my team. He's basically going to get creamed most of the time. And people said, "Oh, is this a new Stuntman Didi team?" No, it's not, because there's no Griff. The High Elves still have anyone that good. But the point is like I said to Gedley, is this: look, I'm going to be able to go back to him and say, "Oh, look, High Elf team, 5 games been played. Oh, look, Halfling game, 1 game, 1 game. We had a team on the Xbox, played 3, won none, drawn none, lost 3, and made the playoffs. Yeah. How is that possible? You should never. That should be your last case scenario. So to me, you should play at least 10 games, because I think it's unfair to everybody else. Yes, the draw is luck, but things like that is just ridiculous. It really is. It's just silly.
I agree. At least 10. At least 10.
I think.
Like I said, I would put it.
Yeah, I thought with a 10 rule, then my word, Segal's having a freaking nightmare, absolute nightmare. Then to me, it's like, if you can't play 10 games, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. It's as simple as that. Because like you said, 10 games is not much of an investment, especially when people are playing 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 games, and you can't play 10. No, I'm not having that. And obviously that would then stop the loophole of, oh look, I can sneak in with 5 games.
And
I mean,
you don't need any convoluted like ranking system or any crap like that. You don't need anything like that. You just put it. I don't care if it's arbitrary. Just put that 10-game cap, and boom, you can't get in. Don't have 10 games. What do you mean? Oh, fuck. And then people will actually try to get those 10 games in.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for my own personal selfish reason, the reason I went in is because obviously you've just got to get into the playoffs. Now, I know for a fact the chance of me getting through is very minimal, but I've never missed the playoffs before. I've always qualified. So for my own personal, I wouldn't say ego, but for my own personal records, I wanted to keep that run going. So that's the reason why I did it. And there's no pressure on me, because I'm expected to get beat. Like with my Stuntman DDs, I'm expected to get knocked out.
And you're making the point, too. You're making a point.
Yeah, right? that is why...
I'm in on 5 games, 5-0. Fuck everybody else,
Yeah.
Like, shit.
And to me, it's something, I'm going to go back to him again, but sometimes it's like, I feel like if you're not a PC admin, it's not valid, you know what I mean? That's sometimes what I get, that sort of things, like we're just not important, we're the peasants. We're just,
Console peasants, yeah.
Yeah, console peasants.
PC, I don't like to play on PC too much. I have other games I want to play on PC, and I like playing with these guys here. Like, I have Blood Bowl 2 on PC, because I want to play guys like Jimmy Fantastic. I'm like, I want to play that guy. I want to see how it goes. But then, I just have so much more fun here on the PS4.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what I like about the... High Elves are a bit dull, though. Yeah, you probably had Jofro. I like I said, I will tell anyone. I just took the opportunity because I've never missed the playoffs before, and that's the reason why I did it. And it's I suppose it could be another Stuntman DD sort of thing, but I doubt it. There's no Griff involved. But maybe Moraine will step up and take the crown from me. I don't know, but I think just being able to make the point that, look, your ranking system, it ain't working. We're still getting it, and the only way you're going to change it is having a 10-game rule. It's not hard. It's not a hard rule to do or anything like that.
Nope.
So
And if you put it at the beginning of the season, everybody knows. You put it on that little blurb there for season. What is it? When people go to pick their league, and then just 10 games min. Okay. You know, where the information is about the concessions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about the concession limit. Nobody really gripes about it. Fine. You know, same deal. 10 games, min.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Fro saying that he thinks 10 games is fine. To be honest, a lot of people have said the same, Joe Fro. I don't see a problem with it. I really don't. I don't. I think the Xbox are not fans of it, and I don't think PC are much fans of it. I think the only people are is
PC
PS4. No. So I don't know.
Skills.
Yeah, I mean, people say more, but I think the higher you go up, that gives you more of a excuse to say no. I think with 10, it's a nice number, and you can have developed teams with 10 games. You know that
you'll get more pushback. You'll get more pushback if you keep going higher.
Yeah.
Like I said, for my personal, you know, me being who I am, I respect a lot of coaches who have at least 20 games.
Yeah.
At least 20 games, and then I'm like, okay, so this guy's got a solid record with 20 games.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't been lucky and gotten a bunch of blue screens or a bunch of concessions or whatever, some chumps.
Yeah.
And, you know, 20 games, you're like, okay, this guy's solid. Respect him a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Whatever. But that's my opinion. I think 10 is a good start.
and the thing with consoles as well is basically we need more games being played. So that incentivizes. So, for instance, let's look at my high elves. Yay! 5-0. Woo! I'm in. What? I need to play 10 games? Crap! I've got to play another 5 games. Well, I could have done, I suppose, if I wanted to. And that means there's 5 more games played on the console. So it means the console spinning was a lot more busier, matchmaker was a lot more busier, everybody wins. But at the moment, we don't have to do that because we're not allowed to put the rule in. So it is what it is, and there's a nice defense blitz for Sergel, so that game's changed on its head very quickly. So, you know, it is one of those things where it's interesting what people think. A lot of people in the chat have said, 15 games or yes, 10 would be fine. So there we go. Right, here's an interesting discussion. What came up in the admins? We had a discussion. We had a complaint put in. Somebody had streamed a coach's game, and basically wasn't happy about it because they said, "Oh, they was doing wrong stuff and blah blah blah" or whatever. I don't know if there was insulting and stuff like that. But my question is this about streaming. Do you think, in this day and age, people should be allowed to stream games and do whatever they want?
Stream other people's games?
Yeah. I mean,
things. Not playing?
Yeah. I mean, basically, say for instance, you're playing your game now, and how can I put it? You're playing your game, Arno, against Duran now. Yeah, just playing it now, and I'm streaming your game. Would you be offended if I streamed your game? Like, for instance, watching this game now. We're watching this game while we're talking.
I was going to say that. Aren't we kind of doing that now?
Yeah.
With Sergel and Duran. Like, I don't have a problem with it. And if a guy wants to call me an idiot or whatever, what a fucking dope for making that move or whatever. Like, personally, I don't care. I don't want to be, I'm not much of a busybody. I don't like making restrictions on people. You want to do it, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call you an idiot every time you make a mistake because you will make mistakes. People will
we
make
all
mistakes.
do. We all do.
So, and if they don't play Blood Bowl at all, or they don't play very often, or they whine a lot, well, everybody knows who that is.
Yeah.
I'm not too concerned about that kind of stuff. I mean, if there's a complaint, well, he's calling me names on this video game here. I mean, I don't put much stock in those kind of complaints either, but. No, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah,
I mean, it's strange because obviously there's discussions where basically they say, no, we've got to do something about it. And it's like, well, what can we do about it? It's Twitch. Surely it should be complaining to Twitch, if anything, because, at the end of the day, he's using Twitch. Now, if someone was doing that sort of stuff using the cyanide in-game chat, Blood Bowl, what has happened before, and we have clamped down on that because that's obviously using something to do with Blood Bowl. But to me, we need to be streaming more on Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
Because the amount of people who are just watching Twitch and they come across this game and like, oh wow, this looks good. I'm going to go and buy it. Yeah. And to me, if people, it's just someone else's opinion. And obviously it's free speech.
Exactly.
I would have a problem if it was something like racism or homophobic, something like that. That I think is way across the line. But even if they're doing that, you'd still have to complain to stream, to Twitch. I mean, it's not ours. We can't do nothing.
They're going to go to you guys in the admins and be like, well, he's saying racist stuff. and I don't like it. Therefore, ban this guy or do something about it. Like I don't care about anything like any of that stuff. Like
Yeah.
people can say whatever they want about me or my teams or whatever I don't. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
It's just some random guy halfway across the world or all the way across the world.
Yeah.
With a negative opinion and an axe to grind. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever, buddy.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm still playing this game for fun. I don't listen to you. I don't have to listen to you.
That's it. That's what I say. You don't have to listen to him. Just don't listen to him. But it's like, you know, you go to McDonald's and, you know, you I don't know, they haven't put the pickles or the cheeseburger on. And then, because they haven't, you pull up to KFC and complain to them, oh, this McDonald's burger doesn't have the right stuff on. And they're like, what the fuck are you coming to us for? We ain't fucking
Do
McDonald's.
something about it. Do something about it, KFC. No.
Yeah. Go back to where you got it from. You know, and you know, we will police it as best we can. And when we can, we will clamp down on it. There's no two ways about it. But
I like you admins in that you're not too much a busybody kind of thing. I mean, you clamp on exploits and stuff. That's fine. I like that.
Yeah.
But I don't like guys tell me how I can play the game or how I should play the game or whatever. I don't like that. Aside from like the 10 games or whatever. But anyways.
I mean, we try and, you know, do what we need to do without, you know, upsetting anybody or trying to come across as like, you know, power admins or, you know, we got the power and all that sort of crap.
Well, yeah, that's the best way. Just be a laissez-faire. I love that. Just, you know, let people do their thing. Let them play it and enjoy their game. You know, some guy has an axe to grind or he's got a gripe.
Yeah. I mean, that's
admins talk about it if it's legitimate.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing to do, really. You know, we try and help everybody. And like I've said to plenty of people, and plenty of people do message me, is like I say, look, don't go to the Blood Bowl thingy. If you need help or you've got a question, just message me direct. You know, because I'm not one of these for hiding behind a Blood Bowl thing. Because obviously, when we use the admins chat, you don't know who you talk to. It could be me, it could be Gimli, it could be Mercy, it could be Sam, it could be whatever. Yeah. I'm all like, look, if I've got a problem with you, I want you to know it was me who said it, or I'm not happy about something. And at the same time, if you've got a problem and you need help, just come straight to me. Because to be honest, I'm probably the worst one of a lot of us for checking the Blood Bowl chat. You best just private message me, and as people tell you, if they message me, they get whatever help they need or get it done or whatever questions. And I just think, you know, that's what we're here to do. We all love the game of Blood Bowl. We're all here to help each other and get along. Sure. If there's something really bad what needs dealing with, we will deal with it. We don't like banning people. We don't like having to go at people because, you know, at the end of the day, majority of people who play this game are adults, and you know that's how they should be treated.
Yeah, that's the thing too. A lot of these guys are older guys. That's the thing about Blood Bowl. A lot of the people who play Blood Bowl are older guys.
Yeah.
And you know, they're grown-ups. I don't see them as being needed to be policed too much. I mean, what are you going to do? What do you need to police? Not much.
There isn't.
It doesn't really come up.
Josiah is just asking about the Bombardier fix. Yeah, it has been mentioned in the admin chat because it is annoying as hell. It really is. So they are looking at it. I think what it was, Joe, is there was a problem with the consoles stability-wise, and that they put that as the main priority because it wasn't as stable after the patch. So that took precedent. And they've hopefully made that a lot better. Although, to be honest, my Xbox is still dodgy as hell. What's funny?
I found the PS4 actually quite reliable. I have not had a blue screen or a blue screen after. You know, usually you get the blue screen in the when you're looking at your team or something like that after a game, or at least I had. And I haven't got any of those last season. So
I had 2 or 3 last season. What annoyed the hell out of me, but apart from that, not really. And ironically, one of the reasons I went to the Xbox is because it was supposed to be stable, so I didn't have to deal with blue screens. All I deal with now is frozen screens, crashes, and stuff like that. So it's even more unreliable. What annoys me. Thanks again for the 100 cheers, Joe Fro. But yeah, I mean, Joe Fro just asked questions about Bombardier and stuff like that. Anybody can just message me with stuff like that, and I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you and say, look, you know. Just ask me and I'll find out. Even if I don't know, I will ask for you. But I can assure you that has been brought up on more than one occasion. And I think, dare I say, it will be one of the next few things to be fixed on the next patch. Because you're not the only one who's come up with it, and it is annoying. I do as well today. I always close my app. I actually reset my PS4 after each game. as you'll see on my streams. What's annoying because you stream and you get like 30 people watching your games. Oh, fantastic! And then it's like, sorry, bye. I've got to go because I dare spin again because I might get blood screen. So it is a shame, but there's nothing Blood Bowl can do about the blue screens.
Better safe than sorry. Fuck it.
So
I'd rather restart than blue screen.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, naming conventions. Now this reared its ugly head up on the Xbox. Someone did a really I ain't gonna mention who it was about. They named the team after somebody, and it was really quite funny. And the admins were like, no, if the guy complains, your team's gonna get deleted. Simple as that. What, in your opinion, is too far in naming convention? Do you think we should be really strict on them, or not? Or what would you class as what you would say? Right, sorry, that's insultive. See, we haven't really had to do much with this. We had this problem.
I mean,
with
Calcium Kaz with some of his names or whatever, and sometimes he can be like, what was it, balls deep in Uranus or whatever. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can see how that treads the line with some people. Like I don't care. People want to name whatever they want to name it. It's not. I'm not easily offended. I guess I don't. Even if I think a piece of shit.
I think the problem you've got in this generation though is everybody wants to play the victim, or everybody get. Oh my god, you know.
Agree.
Oh god, you said that. I'm going to have to bloody complain because you've hurt my feelings. And you know, luckily, on the PS4, we haven't really had any problem. We had it once regarding the names were like, you know, someone messing with children, so that was shut down fucking quick. And that was shut down as quick as I got out of a championship.
Yeah.
But apart from that, we've not really had. I mean, things like homophobic, Nazis like Hitler and stuff like that. That would be, you know, genocide and stuff. But things like I don't know, with fucking the word. I think a lot of times they're like starred out now anyway, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I mean, things is if someone said I don't know, someone named a player Shagrath. Gets all the luck, or Shagrath is a fucker, or stuff like that. Would you be like, hey man, ban that team?
Even if it's like Shagrath is a fucking homo or whatever, you know, like fuck that faggot. Like, I don't care. Like, apart from the, like you said, like the child,
yeah,
the stuff with kids.
Yeah.
Apart from that, even like the Nazi stuff, I don't care. Like none of that stuff bothers me. The kid stuff, you know, I would be okay with. You know, fuck that guy if he wants to be an idiot.
Yeah.
He knows. You have to know that you're going to get a boot in the face every time you talk about diddling kids. You're not getting too far.
I think
but
the
rest
way
of the stuff I don't care.
Yeah, I think the way is
caring about it.
Yeah, I mean, some people like yourself and probably me to a certain extent not bothered about it, but we obviously there's a lot of people who are. So we try and look at it in the best we can. I mean, like Nazis thing. I mean, Joe Frost said he has to play a thing about famous Nazis. I mean, again, that again, you really are on the line there because obviously that would upset a lot of people. Some of our people are obviously who play the game are Jewish, so you can see why that would upset them regarding things like the Nazi regime and stuff like that. So obviously, you know, things like that we will definitely look into. I'll be honest, I think you'd get away with a lot more in the open ladder. When it comes to the Champions ladder, that's really where it's like, hang on, because the thing is, your games could get streamed. It could be on the Twitch and it goes to broadcast to the world. That is where it goes down, and obviously, you know,
nobody does a Nuffle shuffle on the open ladder. Nobody.
No,
does.
no, hell no.
Look at this guy who got into the playoffs. His team's name's Hitler is awesome, or you know, like, fuck Jews, so whatever. And then you're like, oh shit, well, I guess there's that guy.
But it was just like it came up.
I understand the bind that you guys are in when you have to like police that kind of stuff.
I was thinking, it was like I didn't think it was that bad. The team, I laughed my tits off. I'll be honest. But it was more of a friendly look. You know, if the guy complains, guess what? You might have to forfeit the team. So best to quit it now before you think it. But I just wondered what people thought. What they would class as offensive. But I think personally. Like I said, homophobic comments, racist comments, and stuff like that, you know, will be looked at definitely. But you know,
every individual has their own limitations. Like people have their buttons that you can push. Mine, stay away from the kids thing.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of fair game. I don't care because it's either not me. I don't give a shit, and I'm not gonna be my feelings. I'm not a victim of any sort. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can't say that enough. But a lot of other people, their buttons that you can push on them are a lot lower. People get offended from Calcium Kaz trolling them and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
to me, that's just a guy taking the piss out of you.
Yeah.
Giving you a blast for, official, I killed your claw bomber. I'm like, man, that is hilarious. I would never do that, but that's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think case kill teams could ever ask for sympathy, because they're not going to get it. Simple as.
No.
But I mean, it's just an interesting discussion because, like I said, it's not. We've not had an issue with it for a very long time. But I'm in various Facebook groups, and I saw it. I thought, oh yeah, that'd be quite good to discuss. And see what people think. And I think we're pretty good. I mean, I think that's what's so good about the PS4 lot and the Xbox lot is they really are a nice bunch. I feel more sorry for my my PC admins who have to deal with a lot more shit than we do. I mean, there's
a lot more people on the PC too, from a lot different variety of cultures and nations and stuff like that. They got Russians, Poles, a lot more people. Whereas I think PS4 just seems to be mostly Anglosphere and Spanish people. So it's like one or two German guys and like one or two Swedish guys and maybe a Russian guy here sprinkled in, but that's about it, really. I mean, it's pretty culturally homogenous, I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen that, but Duran's Ghoul, Agility 4 Ghoul, just got injured, -1 movement. I'm sure he'll be in even more fun. That's lovely for him.
I would love to hear that on his stream.
I'm sure he'll be. I want. Do you know what? I was actually watching. I don't know if he got open or what, but Saurus Warrior just flattened him. So Joffre will be extremely happy about that. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I guess it is one of those things.
Sure. I mean, that's up to you guys to police that. If you want to police that, I mean, if you're going to get complaints or they're going to go over your head to Nethos or Doge or whatever. I mean, you're gonna have to pay for that if you say, well, I don't police names, I don't care about names. Get over it, you snowflake, and then he'll go over your head and you get the blast, so.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day. Right then, it's time for Battle of the Consoles. This is where the pressure. Yes, this is it. This is it. Shit gets real, and you know how professional I am. I'm trying to remember how many the Xbox crew got. Off the top of my head, I think it was 3 or 4. So you need to be aiming for that. I think they got 3, so you need probably at least 4 to. So no pressure on you. The Xbox. I mean, obviously PS4 won the first Battle of the Consoles. Go PS4, but at the moment it's a tie. Now the problem is you've sort of drawn the short straw here because we've shortened this Battle of the Consoles to just 3 weeks, and this is the 3rd week. And at the moment it's PS4 1, Xbox One 1. So whoever wins this week, basically. Wins it. So it's up to you. So you could win or lose the championship cup for your PS4 nation. So you're either going to be a hero or you're going to be a villain. Now
I don't have a good track record in the championship cup.
I think off the top of my head it was 3 what Rambo got. I could be wrong. It could be 4, but it's 3 or 4. So we'll go with that. And I'll have to obviously check. So if you get 5, then it's all right. Then I don't have to go back and look. So like I said, basically, if anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to ask him up to 10 questions in 60 seconds. He's got to get as many as he can. And if he gets more this week than the Xbox guy did, then they win the point. At the moment, it's 1-1. This will decide who gets the bragging rights. At the moment, the trophy is in the PS4 cupboard, and I'm sure that's where they'll want to keep it. And it's all down to Shagraf to make sure the PS4 keep the champions. So it can be questions regarding anything to do with Blood Bowl or previous Champions Cup exploits. So if he's a good boy and listens to many of things that have gone on over the years, he will have no problem. So here we go. Pressure is on. I ramped it as best I can. Are you ready? Because here we go. Who has won? Oh, hang on. There we go. Get it right. Who has won the Champions Cup the most times on the PS4?
Arswayne.
What race won back-to-back titles on the PS4? What race?
I did.
Which legendary race got the furthest this season? Playoffs.
Vampires.
How much does Griffobold cost?
380.
Who costs more, Eldril Sidewinder or Sovereign Hightower?
Eldril.
How much does an Elven Union thrower cost?
Fuck. 90.
Halfling Master Chef. How much does a Halfling Master Chef cost?
100k.
What race beat my Bretonians in the PS4 Cup final? What race?
Fuck. I don't know. Pass.
Have a guess. Just pick a race.
Orcs? No.
How much does Puggy Bacon Breath cost for a human
120?
team? Right. That is it. Now I'll be impressed. You've got how many questions did you go through there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 questions you went through there. So let's have a look. Who has won the championship the most times on the PS4? Well, that was a nice easy one for you. Arzawain. What race won back-to-back titles on the PS4? You said, was it Undead? It was Chorfs. Triporus won it the season before with Chorfs, and then obviously Arzawain won it with Chorfs. Which legendary race got to the furthest in this season's playoffs? You said vampires. I had to double look on that. I mean, I was looking for Underworld or vampires, so you've got that one.
Oh, it was Underworld.
Yeah. So almost. How much does Griffon Ball cost? You said 380 grand. That's pretty expensive, but no, it's 320. What costs more, Eldril or Soren Hightower? And you was correct, it was Eldril. How much does an Elven Union thrower cost? You said 90k, it was 70k. Halfling Master Chef, you are correct, cost 100k. What race beat my Bretonians in the final? You said Orcs. I don't think anyone in chat actually said that. It was Undead. But if you've ever listened to any of my shows, he didn't beat me. The freaking crowd did. They threw him the bloody ball in overtime. Not on bit or anything. And how much does Puggy Bacon Breath cost? It's 140k. So to my thingy, you got three right. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have to check the... because Underworld got through the furthest on the thingy, not Vampire.
Yes,
so
they did. Yes, they did.
So you got 3. So now you're going to have to make me do some work now, because I'm sure it was 3 what the Xbox got. So basically, if that's the case, it's a tie. So you both share the cup. So one of you going to have one half of the cup, and the other one's going to have the other half. So there you go.
Fantastic.
We will have to have a look later on. But there we go, guys. Our show is done. Look at that. Only 1 hour and 32 minutes. Hey, not bad. So I'm going to now... Because I've spoken to Shagrath, me, Gimlick, and Messflush, we should be winning a lot more games now with our vampires and our vampire PS5 being challenged. Anybody
I can't wait to play you guys.
Oh, mate, I'm gonna weep. Anybody who has been living under a rock, the vampire PS4 I've been challenging something Messi came across with. Me, Messi, and Gimlick are all playing vampires for 20 games. Yes, the salt is real. Never played them before, and 2-minute 10s. Who agreed to 2-minute 10s? If I'm playing Vamps, I want 5 minutes. They're an absolute nightmare, but it has come down really, really well. It's been a lot funny, and so which coach will have the best record? I think it'll be Messi myself, but hey, we'll see. So we're still trying to stream all them games, the vampire games. So we're keep an eye on my stream, because I've got a feeling tonight I may be getting the Vamps back out. So anybody want a free win? You may get it tonight, because you probably will. So thanks to Shagrath, as always, been fantastic having you on board. Hopefully we'll get you back. And thanks to everybody in chat. You've all been fantastic. Thanks to Joe Fro for the cheers. Much appreciated. And just thanks for everybody. Teddy Tom, Messi, Gimlick, everybody who else has been in chat. You've been amazing. Is this a chance of anyone scoring in this game? Let's have a look. Is there anything else we can talk about? People tell me. Is there anything else we can talk about? I feel like if we leave this game now, we'll be robbing you. Oh, wait up. The whites just failed a dodgy re-roll. And he's away. Let's just see. Think of something to talk about. We've got 2 turns left. Think, quick.
2 turns.
2 turns. Talk about Teddy Tom. What can we talk about Teddy Tom? Teddy Tom, Mystic Ted. He came onto the scene predicting that Gimlick would win the championship. And he did. He was hailed the best ever. Mystic Ted. He could predict whoever's going to win it. Then what happened? Season after, we built him up. He predicted total out of the box. He predicted the Skaven to win it. And they went out first round. He then predicted, I can't even remember who he predicted last time. Was it the Orcs of Flint? Sorry, he predicted they would go all the way. Guess what? They went out as well. To Vamps, no less. So this season, Mystic Ted, you have to prove yourself that you were not a one-trick pony. And I'm going to try and drag him on the show again. And I'm going to try and find out if this was just a fluke. Because at the moment, your tips are about was Kirsten's man, buddy. And that's not a good thing to be in.
Oh, you guys and your tips.
Oh, man. Yeah, we don't do well. We don't do well. So, like, you know, I've got a feeling I may tip Cass this season, you know. Just for the hilarity. He will curse me.
He's got a good team. I was going to say, he's got a
he
good
always
team,
does.
too.
He always does. He
Solid.
always does
Solid
have
build.
a good thing. And yes, Teddy, when the fuck are you going to make the playoffs? Seriously, man. Get in them bloody playoffs. Because you can't be in
You need to
illuminated...
play games in order to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, Ted.
Not make the playoffs.
You can't be expecting to just play 5 games and get through. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, like some chumps out there. I
Yeah,
don't know who they
fucking
would
hell,
be,
them fucking... I hate them bastards. Fucking hell. I don't know who the fuck you think they are. Fucking the rest of us sweat all the time and then they roll up and go, thanks very much, 5 games. Thanks very much, I'll have that.
Look at that.
Yeah, fucking hell, get in there. But yeah, so Teddy Tom will be the other. Yeah, I mean, like I said, when we do these predictions of that, lads, it's just fun and shit. We you know, it's fuck you. You guys should know, you know, double one is gonna really fuck anybody up, or teams just basically take removals all the time. You know, we can only go by what we've got. You know, so it is what it is. But yeah, I'll get Mystic Ted back on with the show with me. I'll see if anybody else wants to join us, because some of you guys out here, we take a lot of cheap shots, but they don't want to come on and bloody give their tips, I'll tell you. They never do. So we'll see. We'll have to... There's a thing the Xbox lot do, a challenge. They have this website, and you can put on there, and you can tick on who you think's going to go through to the next round. So I'm going to have a look at that for this season, because it is a really good thing and it keeps everybody entertained. Maybe we'll have some surprise and something as well. So stay tuned to that, because I'll be asking. I think it's Roland Beanie does it for the Xbox. So I'll be asking him about it. So then we'll see if you can tip better than us. And what it is you tip each round. So you say, right, who's going to get through the first round, and then who's going to get through the second round, and so much. It's so much good fun. It's free and everything. So we'll be doing that. Trip Zons will win the championship. Well, Trip's a fucking lucky fucker. Trip probably will.
Those Amazons.
Oh, fucking hell. Don't get me started with Trip. I love Trip. He always gives me shit. Oh, and he fails the GFI in the end zone!
Yeah,
and there is no reroll! Oh my
awesome.
God! I told you we should have left it here, didn't I mean, you know what? I'm going to try and be as positive as I can here, Sergel. If that ball had gone out, it could have been thrown to the by the end zone. But there you go. You see, it was a reason why we had to stay and watch it. Sergel just about going to win it, but no! Denied! And I could feel Joe Frog going, no! Oh, man. Oh, pure filth. But what a great thing to do. And we're just proving it. There you go, you see? Nothing is guaranteed. He only needed a 2+. 2+ and he wins the game. He rolled a 1. And that's Blood Bowl just there for you.
Anything but a 1 and I win the game.
Yeah, we had that.
That's good.
We had that in a game. Or was it? I think it was Diner versus Resno. 2+ to win the championship. To win the final. Not that game, the final. He rolled a 1. Obviously, he didn't score. And Res went up the other end and won it. It's fine margins like that. What can make us turn to drink, like Shagraff does occasionally.
Sometimes you need to have a little light before you
I
get
do.
into the game.
I don't think I've drunk as much alcohol this season than any other season. I'm so bloody stressed as it is. But that just shows you, that's just the beauty of the game. Just there and then. It looks like he's going to win. Oh, needs 2+, fails it. But there you go. So we will leave it on that. Thanks to Joe for the cheers. Thanks for everybody in chat. Thanks to Shagraff again. We'll have you on later on in the season, and we'll see how the Vampire Challenge is going on. You can tell us what we're doing right or wrong. Probably more likely wrong. If there's any good counsellors out there, can I have your number? I want you on speed dial, because we'll need it after our 20 games with Vampires, I assure you. But there we go. Thanks again, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you on the next episode, what will be sometime next week. Hopefully, maybe Saturday or Sunday. Thanks again, guys. See you later, and take care. Bye-bye.